Okay, as per usual, I own nothing of this. This time I turned the music up higher so that you guys can actually hear it in the background. The only dude to have commented so far actually has told me Izuku Momo, which I'm sorry, dude. I had already written out the toga, but it could change in either this part or the next. Well, in the next part or the part after, if you really insist. You'll see why in a moment. Again, I don't know if I said it, but I don't own any of it. I just make it because I think it's amusing. Now we left off with them going to bed and her getting overly excited by him calling her darling. So, early in the morning, they were awoken by a call from All Might. Upon answering, All Might told him, well, technically Toshinori told him, because he doesn't stay in All Might just for a phone call. The letter should be there soon, young Midoriya. I want you to read it with young Bakugo. He responds, you got it, All Might. All Might says, more specifically, by tomorrow after class. I also took the liberty of sending the young girl's letter your mom asked about to your place. Izuku pauses for a second in confusion. Wait, why were you talking to my mom? Toshinori stammers in response before saying, I have to go, bye. Izuku looks at Toga lying on his chest. Well, that was awkward. You should probably shower before you go with my mom. He then sees a bit of blood on her cheek. They immediately hopped out of bed in the anime apologizes, like down on the knees, arms outstretched. I'm really sorry, I thought I had my claws at night under control. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. So whole time Toga was trying to interrupt. She pulls him into a hug. Shh. This wasn't you. He sighs in relief. Then how did it happen? She had heads for saying, I couldn't sleep, so I went for a walk and tripped. Izuku thinks that would come from a blade. Maybe she tripped on that blade that she carries. Thinks I'll have to get her an actual blade with a sheath. Okay, darling, just be careful. She nods excitedly. Izuku walks in and shrieks, damn it, Mom, I have super hearing. She laughs, I'm sorry, it's just such a touching comfort moment, I couldn't help it. How about next time, do it at least outside the door so it doesn't hurt as bad. She rubs back for that. Yeah, okay. So they all get ready and Izuku gives Toga a pair of sweats and his old t-shirt with a lion on the front. She sniffs it. Izuku, as dense as he is, saying, it's clean, I promise. She disagrees, saying, it smells like you. I pause then, I mean like new. After a bit, Izuku leaves and walks towards the forest, trying to think of how he can make at least $200 Japanese equivalent in one day. When a steel beam falls towards a woman and child, he runs towards them and activates 25%, catching the beam, fracturing his limbs a little bit. Lily thanks him as he sets down the beam and healing his arm at the exact same time. She starts to pull something out of her purse. Oh, no, ma'am. No thanks necessary. You just have a wonderful day. She responds, I make a lot of money. And so does my husband. Plus, if I don't do this, it'll make me feel really bad. You don't want to make a poor lady feel bad, do you? Izuku sighs. No, I guess not. But I want some way to find you so I can repay you eventually. When I become the #1 hero. Sure, Reason pulls out the equivalent of $200 and he's like, that's perfect. exactly what I needed. And thank you, ma'am. She taps him bowing before her. She taps on the shoulder, rises, and then she bows. No, this is the least I could do for saving me and my baby's life. I just regret not having more cash on me. He goes, no, this is perfect. I was actually wondering how to be able to make this in a day or two, so this is perfect. Thank you very much. She rises and hands him a business card that says Sabuki Emitsu and Atatsi Emitsu, attorneys for heroes and all court usage. Wow. Thank you, ma'am. They then part ways, Izuku walking towards the forest some more, and sees Ochako. Oh, hey, Ochako. He then sees that she has a cast and looks at him, then runs with a very distinct smell of fear. Huh. I wonder why she's in a rush to get away from me. And he looks around, looking to see if maybe his claws are out or something. Looks in a puddle for his reflection. Oh, it looked normal this time. Whatever. He leaves and goes to the forest. For all of you who figured it out, yes, Toga is a yandere, so you know exactly why she has a cast. When he gets to the forest, he finds a place that smells kind of strong, but not like an animal's been there for a very long time. It doesn't smell any other animals. So he sits there meditating for a couple hours when a demonic voice, "Why are you in my territory?" He looks around for a humanish height, then shrugs his shoulders and resumes meditating. "Why do you ignore me? Maybe strong, but that does not give you a right to ignore me." He then realizes that it's coming from a bush by his lap and sees I don't know exactly how to describe it for anybody who's not seen it, so just Google a picture, a Wolverine. Holy shit, a quirked animal. You could talk? No, I'm not quirked. So he says, wait, that means that this is another part of my quirk. Cool, I can understand animals talk. Well, what are you? Creature accidentally clears its throat, and then in a sweet voice, I am the mighty Wolverine. Aw, that's adorable. Is that your real voice? The Wolverine sighs. Yes, I was trying to be intimidating. Suga says, you're very aggressive. Does anyone ever try to pet you? The Wolverine shakes his head. Would you mind? Again shakes his head. Starts to pet the Wolverine's back. Hey, do you have a name? No, I do not. Why are you being so friendly? Well, I don't know. I feel a bond with you. So, I'd rather be nice than be aggressive like you were trying to be. Especially now that I see that you don't actually mean me a threat. Now, do you want a name? Yes. Izuku thinks for a moment, scratching his chin in the Wolverine-like fashion. Wolverine the hero. How about Logan? The Wolverine repeats it a couple times before saying, I like it. He puts him for a while before saying, okay, I have to go. I'll see you later. He starts to leave and can sense the disappointment from Logan. Are you upset? Logan nods. Sorry, I can't stay. Logan gives a really sad puppy dog face. How about I call my mother and see if I can actually bring you home with me? Can't guarantee it'll be. I can guarantee it'll be nicer than out here, but we will come back. And you can run about while I meditate and stuff. Sound fair? Logan almost leaps a little bit in enjoyment. Izuku calls Inko. When she answers, "Oh, hey Izuku, what's up? Would it be alright if I bring a friend over? Kinda has nowhere to go." She replies, "Friend?" To which Himiko snatches the phone and says, "Is it a girl?" Izuku looks to Logan. "You're a guy, right?" Logan nods. "Yeah, he's a guy." Both girls agree, and then Logan wags his tail a bit. Izuku chuckles, thinking, I've never once thought that Wolverine, one of the most vicious animals ever, would become a pet. It's funny. And tells Logan the great news. And grabs Logan. "I don't suppose you're very fast, are you?" "Not particularly." So he puts him on his shoulders and gives him head scratches and chin scratches as he walks into the city. Everyone's shying away from him. He stops by a shortstop in the mall, and he gets a dagger that has a Wolverine on the handle and some engravings on the blade, which he got to choose. It says in Japanese, "Only for love or good shall I be drawn." He actually stumbles into Himiko and Inko. "Oh, hey ladies, are y'all almost done?" He gets a reply from Logan. "More head scratches. I'm getting anxious with some other people." "Oh, yeah, sorry, bud." He scratches Logan's head some more. Toga says, "Wait, is that the friend?" Izuku nods. "Also, you understand what he says?" Izuku nods again. She leans in for a hug. Logan hisses and says, "No, no, he's mine." Izuku looks over him and says, "Hey, bud, you can't do that. She's actually very important to me. And technically, I was hers first. Girl's fine. But I get more head scratches than her. I don't think that's possible, but we can certainly try." Great. His thought then goes to, great. I'm now stuck in between two jealous people for a different reason. Jealous pet and jealous girlfriend. Fuck me. And Logan actually says, "Wait, can I come with you from can I come with you from now on? Too?" So he says, "Except the bathroom." Logan cocks his head. "What's the bathroom?" "It's where I go pee and poop. Plus, I bathe there." "Yes. Do I have to do that?" Izuku says, "Yes, the bathing definitely in the bathroom. But outside for the peeing and pooping." Logan nods. Toga says, "Okay, now can I hug you?" Izuku nods. But Logan here will never want to leave my side, just like you. She sighs but nods in agreement. Seems like she wants to be an ad but can't. They all head home and the night goes by. He pulls the sheath dagger when they're alone and hands it to Toga. "No, that's a knife wound. I know that's a knife wound. I don't want you to hurt yourself again." because if you did accidentally trip, it was definitely onto that blade that you always carry around. She kisses him and accepts it. When getting ready for bed, he hears a small roar while he's in the bathroom. You two play nice, or I'll make you both sleep outside. Togo says, yes, darling, and Logan says, yes, master. Izuku smirks. This is so fucking weird. That is his actual thought. Logan was sitting on the very edge of the carpet by the bathroom door. He now figures out why. He growled at Toga. They all head into the bedroom. Izuku lying in bed, Toga lying on his arm like usual. Logan looks up to him. Master, can I please lie with you and your woman? Izuku sighs. Sure. Logan lies on his chest like a cat. For a couple of minutes, the door creaks open and a light flashes. They are all asleep. As they get out of bed, they explain to Logan the whole use the restroom thing. And how it's going to work is he's just going to tell him when he has to go to the bathroom. And then just thump his head on the door when he wants back in. They head off to school, Logan around his shoulders. After explaining that it's part of his quirk to the teachers, they do let Logan come with. End of the day comes. Izuku and Bakugo get their letters and meet up at Izuku's house. Toga got hers at the same time. Izuku and Bakugo open theirs together. And see a hologram, and then rush to opposite rooms so they don't get confused. And it says, I'm proud of you and the other people. Both come so far. I'm happy that you two will start your Hero Academia. To Izuku specifically, this part of the message changes a little bit. You asked me if you could be a hero. I told you not exceptional. I was wrong. Even without my power, you would have been rivaling that of me. I am deeply sorry. This is how he ends both messages, though. As you can guess, I am a teacher at UA. Go rest today, the rest of the today, and I'll see you at school tomorrow. This is... Togus comes in and just says the bare minimum of, you passed, good job. Ready to start your My Hero Academia. In case you haven't guessed, she will be taking the place of Ochako. Because for some reason, she decided she won't join UA. Wonder why. The rest of the day goes by with group meditation, Bakugo and Toga and Logan all joining Izuku for one last meditation before they start. The night just goes like the previous, including the growl and threat. Toga says first thing in the morning, Darling-kun. Yes, Himiko-kun. He says, rubbing his eyes. She looks pleased at him. I love the snuggles and kisses, but I'm really missing your blood. Izuku smacks his forehead. And sorry, darling. I made a promise and haven't held up to it. Should I explain to Logan first so that he doesn't get really freaked out? She nods, and he tells Logan, I have to give her some blood. It keeps her docile and helps her quirk. Logan quickly asks, does it hurt, Master? He replies, not really. And it heals really quickly. Logan agrees, and Izuku heads into the kitchen to grab a juice box and downs it real quick, then takes the straw. out of the packaging and gets his claws to pierce his arm right in the vein and sticks the straw in as it heals around it. Toga starts slurping, but it's like trying to really throw blood through a super thick straw. After a bit, she gets her fill though. And Izuku gives a raw steak to Logan, just like he does every day for breakfast. Izuku yawned. Well, raw steak, raw piece of meat, whatever. Izuku yawned, Toga asks, "You're so tired?" Izuku nods. Says, "How about you get ready and relax with Logan, and I'll make some breakfast." Izuku asks if she's sure, and she nods, giving him a peck on the lips. Starts making breakfast. Izuku looks at Logan. "Do you know what a bubble bath is?" He shakes his head. Izuku makes the follow me gesture and then heads into the bathroom and arms a bubble bath. Toga makes a joke about bathing together. "Is that for the two of us? How romantic." Izuku, still being dense, says, "No, it's for Logan. He needs a bath if he's going to come with us to UA." She pouts and Izuku says, "The food's starting to burn," sniffing there. She runs out and says, "That was a dirty trick, but I love that dense idiot." He hears it, but realizes that she's not talking to him. Actually, being dense, he doesn't realize it. He said, "So, what do you mean I'm dense?" She says, "Sorry, darling, you're dense, and I can't tell you why." Yun comes out of her room. "What's all this shouting about?" Izuku answers, "Apparently I'm a dense idiot, and Himiko can't tell me why." Yunka laughs. "Sorry, dear, but she's right. She can't tell you. Your dad was the same way, always so strong, but he was so dense. I was afraid of him to swim with him." Izuku says, "I actually am that dense." Is that what she means? I do weigh about 250 pounds. And just my bones alone. Both girls laugh. What's so funny? He gestures for Logan to get in and starts scrubbing him. Logan says, "I don't like this very much." Izuku tells him, "Yes, but you want to come with me, correct?" He gives a pout before saying, "Fine, but I want a collar." Izuku stops suddenly and looks at him. "You want a collar?" Logan nods before saying, "Yes, I want everyone to know that I am yours." Why this Mr. and pet bullshit? Our research says you're the strongest and most aggressive, badass animal that's ever existed. I thought we'd be more like friends. Logan goes on to say, "I've always been jealous of those pampered pets, but no one that came into my territory was near my strength. But you, I can feel the strength of both animal and man fused into one. Stronger than any one man. Being oozed out like an uncontrollable waterfall, but still gravitating around you. So, I'm the strongest and you were jealous of pets." "Basically, yes. Now, please finish the bath so I can get out." Izuku finishes and gets ready, ushering Logan out. As he sits at the table, and Toga sits on his lap, already ready. And he says, "Yes, darling?" Or, sorry, that was Izuku that's supposed to say it. "Yes, darling, can I help with something?" She says, "No, I just won't be able to do this type of stuff at school, so I'm having my fun now." Oh. That makes sense. A little aggressive, but makes sense. They finish eating, and Izuku grabs Logan and hoists him onto his shoulders. He heads out holding Toga's hand, who says, "Wait, I made bento boxes." for us running back inside. Grabs and hands Izuku a large one and her a middle one. And stops by Bakugo's house and grabs him. Bakugo asks, "Do you need to bring that beast?" Logan growls, "I do not like him, master. He's an asshole. Reminds me of an angry Pomeranian." Izuku laughs and Bakugo yells, "What is so funny?" Izuku stops laughing, deciding it would be funnier to ignore his question, then continues walking. Toga whispers to him, "What's so funny?" Izuku whispers, "I'll tell you later. Just laugh along like I let you in on it." She does, and Bakugo gets more mad as they're getting to the classroom. And eventually starts letting off explosions. Izuku just turns back to him. "Dude, we were just laughing to make you mad. It was actually Logan's idea. It was actually my idea, not Logan's." He punches Izuku in the arm. "You asshole." They walk into the giant doors, too preoccupied to realize the size, and find seats. Katsuki takes the same seat as in canon, near the back. Izuku and Toga take ones near the middle. Izuku, his usual canon one, and Toga the one next to him. Everyone will shift seats one difference. Wherever Chako was supposed to sit is wherever the person who Toga's seat just took will sit. It doesn't really matter because seating chart doesn't truly matter. Izuku catches a strange smell in the air, and then figures that it's come from behind the desk, from someone older than him, and shouts behind the desk, "Sir, are you trying to sleep back there?" Aizawa sits up. "Not really, just resting my eyes. It's too close to class for time to sleep. Phil could be quiet and keep the others quiet. I'll owe you one favor." Izuku says, "Deal." "Sorry, sir, give me just a second. It will be a minor amount of noise." He pulls out a pen and paper and pops out one of his claws. It's written sideways, "Shut up or I'll cut out your tongue." He shows everyone as walks in, holding up his claw to emphasize the point. After everyone gets in and sits down, Izuku keeps them quiet with a new note that says, "If you wish to talk, write it and pass the notes." Ida passes to Izuku a note. "I'm so sorry I didn't realize that you knew more than me with those hero points. I'm so ashamed." Izuku passes back a note. "No, idiot. I just did the right thing. You just need more humility." Everyone passing notes back and forth, but it's still relatively quiet. And then the bell rings and Aizawa gets up. "Good job. Now, my favorite student." He looks and sees Logan on his shoulders. "Now send the animal on its way. I'll tell you what next." Izuku stands up. "No, my favor is for you to let me keep Logan here for the entire year." "Fair. Does he have his shots?" Izuku shrugs and then looks at Logan, who says, "I've never had a shot." Izuku tells him, "Nope, but I don't think Wolverines can actually get ill." Whispers Logan, "Can you get ill?" He says, "I never have. Unless you say so or are in danger, I won't bite anyone either." Aizawa asks, "So what was that?" Izuku says, "He's never been sick, and unless an angry Pomeranian tries something, he'll be okay." Logan laughs. Aizawa sighs. Okay, you're still my favorite, but you're also a problem child. Your favorite problem child. Now get all of these on, all of you. And he pulls out the gym uniforms and head to the field for a quirk exam. As they do, when in the locker room, Mineta is looking at the wall and says, "Hey guys, come here. I found a holy artifact left by our upperclassmen." Izuku walks towards him. "What the hell are you talking about?" He sees a hole in the wall, grabs Mineta by the back of the neck, moves him aside, pinning him against the wall. "I'm only going to say this once. If you try that again, I will cut off your testicles and feed them to you." Here's the girls squeal, saying, "Knight in shining armor. I wonder if he has the muscles to match the armor," says Mina. Toga says, "Oh yeah, and more." The girls squeal, hurting Izuku's ears, and say stuff like, "Have you seen it? Are you a couple?" Which summarizes, "Yes, I've seen his muscles, and he's my everything. We're more than a couple. We're soulmates." They ask if they can look, and she says, "No, he's mine," and you can hear a thump against the wall where the hole is. They eventually get out on the field. He looks at Toga's pleading face and says, "Okay, take some more." Toga pulls out her dagger and drinks happily, cutting off a finger. Everyone grossed out. Is that enough for the next couple hours? He says, "I might need to top off an hour, but I'll be fine." Kirishima says, "Dude, that hurt." Izuku shrugs. "Not really, more like a paper cut." Aizawa says, "I'm sorry to interrupt your little friend-making fest, but I want Problem Child to throw this ball at 100% strength." Throwing the ball to Izuku. He looks at everyone and says, "I'm gonna need y'all to stand back at least like 50 feet to make sure that y'all don't get hurt." Logan hops off by Toga's feet and they all walk back. Mina reaches down to pet Logan. Don't touch him. He doesn't like that. She still tries anyway, but he hisses. "I told you so." He then steps into the circle and decides to ask, "For all out, can I jump and throw?" Aizawa nods. Izuku puts 100% through his whole body, leaping into the air, disappearing from everyone's sight, then throwing the ball. Everyone heard the cracks of bones. As he lands, the bones are already healed. He does land in a superhero pose, and due to the adamantine skeleton, doesn't take any more than a fracture. He stands up, and Aizawa says, "You got infinity, but your bones are broken. How are you okay?" Izuku stands there in a general Wolverine-like pose. "My quirk lets me the best at what I do. And what I do is whatever I want." Toga squeals a little bit, not enough to hurt his ears. "That's so cool, darling-kun." Bakugo said, "Show off, watch me." And he leaped off using explosions, like sort of how he would start for a howitzer impact. And then using his biggest one to throw the ball. Due to training with Izuku and in general, he did get to 1,500 meters. Aizawa says, "Competition is nice, but no, there actually is a penalty for loss, and not because of our angry little friend here. Anyone I don't see any potential in, meaning if they come in last, will get expelled." Everything goes as canon, except, of course, Izuku getting first place. Not using 100% from now on. Just 20 to 25, depending on who he's going against. Minetta's in last place when he starts crying. Izuku starts to get mad and then decides to grab Minetta by the collar. I'll train this little loser in getting rid of his perkiness and in general if you don't get rid of him. Aizawa sighs, "You promised favorite problem child." Izuku nods. Then Aizawa responds, "Okay." Izuku says to Minetta, "Do you accept any training I might do to you?" Minetta nods. "No, I want you to say it." Minetta stands at attention. "Sir, yes, sir." "Don't do that shit." They all leave, and Izuku grabs Minetta. "We're staying another 2 hours." Then Nugs, "Toga, I want you to put on a swimsuit." The girls all hear this and say, "Wait, why does she need to put on a swimsuit?" Because that is the most pervy thing ever. The illusion of nudity, but not actual nudity. Oh, guys, in order to get to where I want to on this one, this is going to be a special, like, hour long. So, if y'all are ready, this is going to get past the villains, the heroes versus villains fight. The girls all get an evil looking ring. "Can I help?" Some of them ask. Looks at them and says, "Sure." And then looks to Minetta. "If you make any looks towards them, I will hit you with my bare fist." Minetta whimpers. "If you make a comment, Mama will make me a dowel rod that'll break over your back and head." Minetta says, "Wait, they'll be in bathing suits. Does that mean I'll die and stay here, or die and go to heaven?" "Momo, 3-foot dowel rod, made of wood, please." Then everyone get changed. She makes it, and they all run to the bathroom with a resounding thud. Momo made everyone bathing suits in a school style. You know, name across the breast area, black, plain black. Everyone except Toga, who was just standing there the whole time. Izuku says, "Why aren't you in a swimsuit? Why are you just standing there?" She goes, "Oh, I already have a swimsuit. It's actually underneath." "Why do you have a swimsuit on already?" "I've actually been waiting for you to ask for her to go to the pool or see something or whatever." She strips off her uniform to reveal a 2-piece bathing suit, white with red splatters. "Holy shit, is that blood?" She smiles. "No, darling, I just really like the blood pattern." Izuku smiles. "Of course it'd be like that." Minetta Wolf whistles, and Izuku hits him with another dowel rod. "Ow!" "Now, drop and give me 20 push-ups." He stands. He starts. "Start over and count them out loud." He looks up at Toga and gets a punch in the skull. "Rules, stupid, follow them." The other girls start to run out as he continues push-up, and then he looks up. "Hubba hubba." Momo makes the dowel rod, and whack. So goes by with extorted exercise, everyone doing some of some sort. Until Minetta hesitates to make a comment, but still looks with no issue. This will go on all week in different ways, you'll see. They all go home. Now, next day. Reporters are standing out the school. One asks, "Why do you have a pet?" Izuku looks and says, "Emotional support animal." Emotional support animal. One asks, "How's it like to study under All Might?" It's fine. Now please let me move into school. What's your quirk? Izuku looks directly into the cameras. My quirk lets me do the best at what I do. Someone asks, well, what do you do? Aizawa shows up as Izuku starts to grow, and he says, favorite child. I give you permission to use your quirk to show them what you do. Izuku roars and let out his claws, shaking his head towards the camera. This is my quirk. It makes me the best. Reporter asks one last question. Does that villainous quirk make you a spy? He looks directly at the reporter that said that. Hell no. My claws are used for stuff like debris, or to go toe-to-toe with a blade-wielding villain. While he stands on one hand doing a few push-ups, his strength is used to ensure that any who needs my help, with whatever they need, have it. Because I believe a bit of hope and a helping hand is all someone needs to be a hero. Izuku leaps and lands on his feet, walking off to class with Aizawa, pats him on the back, and he pops in his claws. Creepy feeling claws over him. Aizawa tells him, and he tells Aizawa one of the reporters aren't what they seem. Aizawa inquires, what do you mean? One of the reporters smell like plastic, almost pure. Aizawa says, yeah, they have badges and stuff. Of course they smell like plastic. No, like enough to make a human. Toga leaps onto Izuku's back as Aizawa's thinking in... Darling-kun, you're so cool. Logan agrees and Aizawa nods. They'll get in class and Aizawa says, now, I have to have you study your quirk's huge rules for an hour till Hero 101. Immediately leaves, which everyone pulls out their little booklets. Izuku shouts suddenly, All Might, I have super hearing. He runs in with a drop of sweat on his brow. I am here, coming through the door like a regular man. Everyone geeks out about him in his Silver Age costume. He pulls up a sign that says battle. You will all be in a mock hero versus villain battles. I'm going to explain the rules now before we get out there. Simply touch the bomb or capture and immobilize your opponent to win for heroes. And villains will win by keeping the heroes from the bomb for 10 minutes or disable your opponents. Both sides must hold back as to not kill each other. He looks at Izuku and Bakugo. Izuku holds his hands up in the okay, we got it motion. Bakugo shouts, why are you looking at us? Might says, Izuku will hold back because I asked for it and he doesn't really want to be a monster. But you have anger issues and a superiority complex. You may go all out to show that you're superior, since you don't know the battle limits of your opponents. Bakugo growls, but knows that All Might's right, and sits down, but then says, now that I've explained it, I'm going to sort you into teams while you get your costumes on. I'll announce them once we are outside. Since costumes make the heroes. He presses a button, and slots pop out from the wall with suitcases in them, and everyone heads to their cases. Izuku's costume is Wolverine's, but black and green with white trim. Toga is a suit designed to stretch and expand, plus turn from the color match of Izuku's to clear when she uses a quirk, and change back when she starts to revert. Toga tells him, I should have had my blood draining equipment already, but they gotta find a way to stretch the tubes without them breaking. Makes sense. Toga is taking the place of Uraraka, including the costume scene. Only difference is she's pressing up against him and smirking as jealous females stand around. All battles are going to be the same partners and same outcomes. Excuse me, guys. Except Izuku versus Bakugo. In the time to wait before they start, Toga continues to draw blood. While he tells her, the plan is you're going to use my body to withstand the impact as I throw you onto the roof. I will at the same time run up the steps to Bakugo. He will come at me because of our rivalry. And heavy boot steps should draw his attention to me to make sure that if you roll and lessen the impact, no noise will happen. She agrees, and Izuku looks at Toga. Hey, or not Toga, Logan. Hey, it's going to be super dangerous, and we need to fool Ida. So I want to give you to Toga. I'll come back and get you ASAP. Logan asks depressingly, do I have to, Master? Izuku pets him and says, yes, I'm sorry, bud. He nods and climbs into Toga's arms. As All Might says, go, heroes, 10 minutes. The start of the plan goes off without a hitch. Izuku charges 20% and runs towards the sound of Bakugo running as they clash fist into fist. Izuku leaves his claws in, punching Bakugo in the chest. He steps back, swings his right leg in the roundhouse kick formation. That being Bakugo did that. Izuku takes it with a block. Then a large explosion blows up his mask and his face, almost instant healing. I've been underestimating you. Guess I gotta use full strength. Full cal, 27%. He charges towards him, kneeing him in the gut, and knocks his head into the wall. A ding rings out as him and Bakugo talk often, so he already knows the costume. He looks around, no stairs nearby, no way out. He bounces out his claws and puts them in an X over his chest. Bakugo yells, die, shitty nerd, and pulls the pin, releasing a gigantic explosion, a good bit bigger than cannon. Izuku's top half is just minuscule, just a metal skeleton, which you can see visibly healing, barf coming from just about everyone, including Bakugo. Izuku fully heals, then blitzes Bakugo. There's a shocked look on his face, totally stunned. Knock him out as they hear "Heroes win" over a speaker system. They leave outside the building. He carries Bakugo out. Toga meets up with him in a minute. Bakugo gets threatened with explosion once he wakes up. And Toga explains how she won by letting Ida charge after her and dodged as Izuku a couple of times, then reverts and lets him trip over her due to her acrobatic skill set. Logan at the beginning of the conversation did hop on to Izuku's neck. Izuku pats Toga on the head. You did well, darling-kun. All Might asks, so who's the MVP? Most say Izuku because it was his plan and surviving the explosion. Almost says, actually, Ida's the MVP, along with Himiko Toga. They both followed their roles without causing loads of unnecessary damage, risking the target, or taking insane damage that can't guarantee his survival. Himiko says, wait, no guarantee of survival? As Kirishima responds, Izuku steps behind her, giving the don't say a word, crossing his neck hand gesture. But, you know Kirishima. And he continues, yeah, he was so manly. If he used all his strength, he probably would have killed Bakugo. Especially if he bounced that explosion back. You can see the wind pressure as he hit him a couple times. So if he were to hit him harder, he probably would have bounced the explosion back. Said he took it, and his top half was just a skeleton. And like after 2 seconds, he was knocking out Bakubro. Fully healed. The knife hits Izuku in the shoulder. Toga says, "You are not to endanger your life like that again." Izuku, without moving, says, "Okay, darling. I'll train more on the Iron Fist and skin toughening techniques." Kirishima shouts, "Dude, do you not feel that?" He goes, "Not really. It's more like I just got hit by a series of thorns. Kind of stings, but I'll be fine." Dude, that's so manly. He looks at Kirishima and goes, "Your core's hardening, right?" "Yeah." "Actually, you want to train with me and Mineta?" "Who else is training?" Kirishima asks. "Most of the girls." Him and Kaminari perk up. "Really?" they both say. And all the girls shout, "No, we can't anymore, we're sorry." "Oh, that's okay, I'll have to think of something to help with Mineta. Can you at least make me like 20 to 30 of the dowel rods, Momo?" She looks over Izuku's shoulder. He looks back and at Toga, looking at him lovingly, licking the blood off her knife and his shoulder, and hands him a gym shirt. He puts it on and Momo says, "Sure," and makes them. Sudden thought crosses his mind. "Oh, I just figured out where to take Mineta. The beach. Where I got rid of the junk. We can make it a class thing, but only if everyone's serious." Most of the guys agree, and Mineta tries to shy out, but get dragged along towards the beach. Izuku and Kirishima's training is trading blows. Kirishima using his hardening quirk, occasionally stopping to smack Mineta in various ways. Toga does squats and stuff to make her legs stronger so that she can bounce around easier. This is the new training resume. Oh, this is it for this part. I will be recording and sending out the next part, probably either within the next couple hours or tomorrow. We'll see. Either way, have fun, be safe, like, comment, and have fun.